Greetings. Here from the porch with a green background. We're not too happy about it, but it's how it ended up tonight, so I hope you bear with us. I'm Linda Hollington.
I'm Sherry Darmanine.
And I'm Sylvia Ford.
And we wanted to bring up the subject. It's kind of my pet peeve right now. Because I've had clients that needed to talk to a banker, a mortgage person, and not able to do it online, not to understand how to do it online. And they don't want to do it online. And it's very difficult to find someone to help them in that regard. I've tried, I visited banks, I've checked out their services, what they have. We have a 40-year low in branches who are offering services. That means number of them.
Now, do you mean people in the bank, or do you mean actually offering?
I mean, you can't even cash a check,
Right.
because there's no teller in some of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's no services. There's usually, the ones I've checked out, there's usually two people, and they tell me the same thing. We're not open for that. They got that ATM on the outside, so everybody can cash their checks that knows how to do that. Especially in Florida here, you know, this is God's waiting room for people, and we have a lot of people that maybe I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, I'm among those, so I understand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're not crazy about doing our banking with a computer or on the phone.
Well, it's a mortgage, and there's a lot of very specific information that these lenders need, and
You have
it's
to
not
share it
something
with
that
them.
and uploading and things like that are maybe a little tricky for a lot of people.
Right.
And that's true, and that goes back to the streamlining of branches throughout the years. Since like I would say probably the latter 80s, banks have become more streamlined, and they've done that through first of all part-time employees. Then they went to shadowing back on employees and having only certain people do certain things. Then they started the automation. Through the years, they've gone back to slimming the branches down because they want to save money on brick and mortar. And let's face it, this is the technology era, and everything is online. Everything is done. Even the banks now, you can take a picture of your check and deposit it instead of going to the bank. And that's being done because they want to minimize the amount of traffic, brick and mortar, and staff.
Well,
But the problem that I'm addressing your situation, the problem with that is that when somebody, especially the elderly, want to go in and sit down and do a traditional mortgage application and talk to somebody about the mortgage process and the fees and things like that,
Or they're being asked to help out to their grandchild,
right? And there's nobody there they can talk to about that on a one-on-one basis. The only way they can do that is through an 800 number or an online chat, through an AI, and a lot of the older people don't understand that, and it is a problem in this country.
And I was just asking them, if I brought my client in here, could you sit down with them and help him to understand how to do this? And possibly could have brought his son, who would have gotten the gist of it. He wouldn't even hear about it in the conversation. So I was sadly disappointed.
Yeah.
And I know that customer service is done online for all kinds of businesses, and I do not understand why they haven't taken that approach to it.
Well, and a lot of the brokers nowadays, the mortgage brokers, some of the private companies, they may have an office with one person. They may not even have an office,
but they'll meet you.
But they'll meet you. They'll come to you.
Yeah.
So in that respect, you have that as an option.
The banks have plenty of people that work in the mortgage department, and
But they won't.
that.
Yeah,
but
they
they're
won't
not
come. They're not.
meeting.
Yeah, they're not meeting the client.
And
no.
I did have one bank that said, or one service provider, I should put it that way, clerk or whatever they're called when they're not in where they usually are, that said that she would meet him in a restaurant and do this. And he's like, I'm not going to any restaurant
Are people hearing everything you're saying?
to do my mortgage. So that kind of fell through too. I was just sadly disappointed that you don't take a service. That's like me telling, okay, I got a website. You guys go on the website, fill out the information. I'll put your house up for sale.
Yeah,
You know?
without even seeing the home.
Without
Correct.
any conversation with me. Yeah.
Which is sad because the world of electronics has taken over too much, and unfortunately customer service has suffered at some degree and some level because of it.
And I use it all the time. I'm not complaining for myself.
No.
I just think that you can't call
be
yourself
done
customer
better.
service if you're not providing it for all of your customers.
And what do you think?
Yeah.
How many of you have actually gone into a bank and expected to be able to conduct normal business, which when I say normal would be not only your day-to-day stuff, because let's face it, we can do that all online, but have you ever gone into a bank looking to apply for a loan or a mortgage? Now, if you've gone into a big box bank, I'm sure you've run into the problem of representation. A smaller credit union or a community bank might be a little bit more helpful. However, when you're going into a big box bank, though, they traditionally will do everything online. I'd like to know your feedback, so put it in the comments section for us. Let us know how you feel.
Right.
And forgive us for being so windy.
Yeah.
It's a pet peeve.
Yeah, as you can tell. However, we still utilize online services and still appreciate them, but we'd like to get your feedback. So, as I always say, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and put your comments in there. We want to hear what you have to say.
That's right.
Have a good evening.
Nice to be back.
Thank you.